When did you first meet Miss Tatum?
I met Miss Tatum my freshman year. Well, actually going into my freshman year, where we had the parent teacher conferences at the beginning of the year. Yeah,
Okay.
and it was I thought Miss Tatum, she was gonna be a really good teacher. And turned out she really is. She's more on like I said, the more therapist side over anything. She's there for you when you need it, and she's there, on you whenever you're doing bad, when you're doing good. But at the end of the day, it's like she's more of a mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's more of a mom than anything. And I feel like that's how teachers should really care about their students. Because they're not telling what will be going on with that student at the end of the day.
A little bit about your experience with Miss Tatum as a teacher.
Miss Tatum was my English teacher freshman year, and I loved her class because of how much she interacted with us, and all her assignments, they weren't boring.
Yeah. So before we even do that, I want to ask you something. When you hear the word Shakespeare, you hear that name, because I did hear some whispers and grumbles. What is the first thing that comes to mind? Just Sean. So Sean, what is something that comes to mind when you hear Shakespeare? Shakes and Spears. Okay, that's a good one. Is there something negative that comes along with Shakespeare?
Okay, hear me out.
How's that negative? Okay.
Long story.
Long stories. Okay.
You knew that was mine too.
Okay, so long stories. What else?
Just long.
What else do we not like about Shakespeare when we hear it? And we're like, I didn't see anybody go, yes, we get to read Shakespeare. I'm so excited, Mrs. Tatum. I didn't hear that. Why do I not hear that?
Hard to read.
Big words. What else?
Ancient language.
Ancient language.
Short words.
Okay, maybe some short words are confusing. Everything is validated. What else? Betrayal? What do you mean by betrayal?
Betrayal.
I know what betrayal means, but how does, do you think Shakespeare betrayed you?
In some stories.
Oh, in some stories. Okay, so his storylines are, okay.
Tragedy.
Okay, tragedy. Emotional. Okay. Is there anything else negative that comes to mind when we think of Shakespeare? Because we have all of these things that are wonderful. He was a genius. His works are still read today, so obviously there's something about them somewhere that somebody likes.
Yeah.
He created a whole entire genre of literature and plays. So why would there be negativity with that? He's considered to be a literary genius. I don't know if there's proof in that or not, Colton. Well, we don't know for sure. They didn't keep really good records.
It's really just
Okay, so when we say that we're going to make Shakespeare accessible, I just gave you a copy of the prologue. Do you have access to Shakespeare now?
Yeah.
Is our job done?
No.
So then, what does that mean, making Shakespeare accessible? You have it. You have access to it. You went to the library and you checked out a book. It's what? You can't read it? Make it easier. Okay. So when we talk about the word accessible, we're making it to where we understand it. Okay. Where was Shakespeare from? England. Okay. So what language did he write in? Do we not read English in here? Okay. It's the Queen's English or the King's English. So Erica, you made a very good point. You're making it easier, but we read English, so why is that not easy?
Because it's a different type of English.
It's a different type of English. So if Shakespeare were to sit right here in this desk in our classroom, would he understand what we're talking about right now?
Yes.
I think he
Probably
would.
not.
I think he would.
Just a little bit. So can you agree that even if you are not a huge fan of Shakespeare, that the language that was used in his type of writings has evolved?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I would agree with that too. So let's look at our next screen. And it says, how can we connect to archaic language? So, bless you. What does that mean, archaic? An artifact. Artifacts can be archaic.
Ancient.
Ancient. So, is Shakespeare old?
Yes.
Did I spell archaic right now?
A-R-C.
A-R-C.
H-A-I-C.
Okay, A-I-C. I'm on the right track. So, archaic means what? Old or ancient. Okay, but it is in English, and we can physically read it, but do we understand it?
No.
Okay, so it's kind of like if you got a book that was written in French, or you got a book that was written in German, you can probably pick through and read a lot of the words, but are you going to understand it?
No.
So it's kind of like a foreign language, right? Yes. So, by a show of hands, how many of you are excited about reading Shakespeare? And don't lie. Sierra's very tall. Okay, so we have like 4, 5.
I'm excited.
Okay, great, great. I'm glad that you were honest. How many of you are not excited about Shakespeare and would not be sad if we did not cover Shakespeare? Okay, Oliana was like the first one. She's like, yes!
That's so horrible.
Okay, so here is the thing. Now, you guys have a copy of No First Shakespeare that we checked out. Most of you do. But I want you to look at this. This is the prologue to Shakespeare. Now, what does prologue mean?
Before the story.
Okay, before the story. How do we know that that's what that means? Where would we break this word down? Where would we break it in half? Between pro and log. So, what part of the word is pro? Those little things that prefix? Oh, the prefixes. So what's our base word? Okay. Okay, so what is the word that we can think of that has pro in it that would mean before? Proficient. Proficient. Okay, that means everything is correct. What's another word that has pro in it that would mean before? Not profanity. What about proceed?
Oh. But wouldn't that just be like keep going?
Okay. And then what's a word that would have log in it that would have something to do with literature? Dialogue. Because this isn't like the type of log that we see out in the woods that we can burn, right? And even though it's a fancy log that has a U and an E in it, it's not anything special. It's not that kind of special log. Okay, so dialogue. So it literally translates into proceed dialogue. What does that mean? What is dialogue?
Characters speak.
It's when you speak. Yes, just like that. So, in Shakespeare, you would have something called a chorus. And we know that a chorus is what?
The main part.
It's a group. If you were in chorus in high school, what do? You sing. So, in some of Shakespeare's plays, there would be people that would come out and they would sing part of the play. Not always. Usually it was like maybe 2 or 3 people. It could be in large groups. But before every play, the chorus would come out with a prologue. So proceed with dialogue about what the play was about. Why do you think they did that? So you can get a preview of it. Just like modern movies, when we go to the movies, you have previews of other movies, right?
Trailers.
Yes, you have trailers. Okay, so what time of day did Shakespeare put on the plays? We watched this in our biography.
Wasn't it?
When we go to the movies, we usually go when? At nighttime. When did Shakespeare put on the plays?
In the morning.
In the mornings or during the day. Why?
More people.
Because it was an open theater. Why else? Because of the lighting. Because how did they light it? They had to use candles. Candles were expensive. They couldn't afford to light an entire theater to where everyone could see. So they performed these during the day. So they had to use a lot of detail in order to get the audience to imagine what was going on. So the chorus would come out and they would say what's going to happen. So while we are doing this, I want you to take your paper that I gave you. I want you to take your highlighter. I'm going to read this. If there is any line that you come across that I read and you're like, I have absolutely no idea what that means,
I need Marquise Furno to the office to check out.
I want you to
I
highlight.
need Marquise Furno to the office to check out.
I want you to highlight the line that you're like, I'm not sure what that means. Now, if you come across a letter like, hey, I think I do know what that means, just make a little note over here on the blank side. Okay? Absolutely, you can highlight more than one. You may have to highlight the whole thing, that's okay. So, you cannot get this wrong unless you do not do it. Okay, are you guys ready?
What if I know it all and don't want to write it down? What if I know it all and don't want to write it down?
Well, if you know it all and don't want to write it down, then you and I are going to have a great discussion after class.
What about like, what if it makes sense?
That's okay, you can write one or two things. Even if it doesn't make sense, you can't get it wrong. If you think it means this and it doesn't actually mean that, you can't get that wrong. We're just discussing. All right, so this is the chorus from the original text. So this is